Yes, down in Newcastle are finally back to winning ways. How does that feel?
The winning feels sweet.
Feels good to score a goal again, doesn't it?
It feels good to score two as well, to be fair. It's been a long time coming, but much needed. I mean, we just had to do it. I think we played well, but just last 4 games or so, just mistakes in the defence are creeping in and nearly cost us. Should have been out of sight, really. I think should have been, should have gotten the second goal. We're well on top in the first half. It was more like an old performance. I think when you lose Joe Linton, we sort of looked a little bit better attacking, but we lost it defensively. They had caused a few problems on the break and that, so it's getting that balance right, as Eddie Howe said before. But I thought they did well. Murphy, some of the sort of less fancied players have done all right. I mean, we had pace, they put a shift in, and we've scored goals again. We've created the usual chances. I mean, the bottom one at the end, if they'd scored off the corner, you'd be like, but it was much needed. Has it got back in contention for 4th? I don't see why not, because I personally think we've got more chance of finishing 4th this season than next, because I think there'll be 5 title challengers next season. I think Chelsea will up the game. They're already on a run now. You can see them players that have signed, might gel, and you look at Liverpool are certainly going to get a new engine room in midfield. They'll be a threat. Man City will be a threat. Arsenal will be a threat. Man United could be. So let's just do it this year. Fuck somebody. Sorry, language, children. Let's an alternative word for fuck. Like someone over. To deny Tottenham a chance getting in the Champions League, and then financial fair play gives one more money to play with. It's a no-brainer. Got no other sort of distractions. We can do it. We just need to get back the winning ways, and it was more like an old performance today. I thought we did pretty well. The high press was there. Isaac was outstanding before he went off, and then even sort of Miggy, you could see he had a kick up the backside. I think it was the right thing to do to rest him the day, and he came on. You could see what it meant to him. He wants to play, and it's probably just a little bit of a wake-up call from him. He hasn't been producing the goods, he hasn't been scoring or assisting, and it went the world to him. The little kiss of the badge means normally sweet FA for a footballer, but this group of players, you can see what it means to them. It means a lot.
What did you make Eddie Howe's changes in the system? Because you mentioned Jacob Murphy, he did come in, Alexander Isak came in, there was 5 changes in total, Joe Willock in midfield. Lots of changes made because we knew we needed to get back to winning ways today. We struggled to score goals recently.
Well, I haven't been scoring goals, it needs freshened up, I think, absolutely. I mean, people were saying there's an argument for Byrne getting replaced, for Target, just give him a rest, because people are, they've played a lot of games. We did well. I thought, he's obviously it was the trade-off between the Traore with the pace and the strength, and he went for Byrne again because of the strength, and he's part of a defence that's been really well. I know there's a lot of people, there's been a slight criticisms on but you can't really complain. I mean, we have made a few mistakes, but we've been so good and so tight for most of the season. It's almost a shock when we concede a goal or you will make a mistake. So I think you've overall in the season the defence has been outstanding, and you miss players in front of the defence, like the Joe Lintons and that, for the work that they do today. So even though we possibly looked better in the first half than we have been offensively, so in the second half we missed them, and we looked a little bit disjointed for 20 minutes of the second half, but then when they equalised we looked good again, and just relieved really that we got the goal.
Newcastle have went back up to 5th now, and they've still got games in hand on Spurs with a keen climb back in that top 4. Are you still hopeful we can get Champions League football back here at St James's Park?
I've always been hopeful. I think whether it's going to happen now, we're one of the teams that can do it. I think it's very tight now, isn't it? But obviously Brentford lost yesterday. Brighton didn't win. We've gained more points. Liverpool got the surprise defeat yesterday. We're there. I mean, Spurs have been very up and down. I mean, without Harry Kane, they would be mid-table, wouldn't they? To be fair,
yeah.
So. Well, maybe not that far.
20 odd goals he scored for the season.
They've looked poor. I mean, it's one of those that you can't take teams like that for granted. They've had a poor season and we've had a decent season. They're ahead of it. They're more seasoned at it. We're the new boys. But we've got the appetite for it. I think today was a great display. I was very pleased last week, even though we got beat. I don't normally revel in defeat, but I just thought it was a big statement because we performed well and we'd had a striker that put the ball in the net. We might have won that. But it was important not to capitulate. We got the early goal against when Foden scored, and we dug deep, put a good performance on, and we've continued that the day. I think we deserved it.
Absolutely. Cheers, mate. Thanks, son.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, son. Thanks, mate.